Hi, hello, I'm Jenny. Welcome to another video. This is going to be I don't know, maybe the first in a series of kind of pack with me, unhaul with me. I don't really know what kind of with me videos. So, sorry, I've got glare in my glasses there. I am planning on moving. Now, fingers crossed. So I've just got off the phone with a mortgage advisor, and my God, being an adult is fucking hard. But as long as I can get all of the mortgage and all of that legal shitty stuff sorted, my house should be going on the market next week. Fingers crossed. If things move quickly, that means that I should be moving hopefully by the summer, maybe July, August. I'm estimating it's going to take around about 4 months to get everything completed. Realistically, I think I'm probably going to be moving in with my parents for a bit before I can buy a new place. I think the likelihood of me being able to move out and move in on at the same time is probably not super high, but we'll see. That would be fantastic if I could, but if not. Anyway, what I am doing, as you can tell, we're in my bedroom. What I'm going to do today is pack up these bookshelves that I have behind me so that I can remove those shelves and make my bedroom look bigger. Illusion. It's not going to obviously be any bigger, but there won't be bookshelves to walk around, so you can actually walk down the side of my bed. This is the plan. So I'm going to be packing up these books, and the reason I'm sort of filming this is, and like I was saying just now, these books will be packed up and I won't see them again until I unpack in my new house, which potentially might be in the summer, possibly might be end of the year. So I'm wanting to kind of do a couple of things with these books. And I'm going to pack up probably another shelf as well in this video in my other room. But the plan will be that any TBR books that are going into these boxes that again that I might not be looking at for the rest of the year, if by the time I come to unpack them and I'm like, what even is this? I have not thought about this book, then that to me is the kind of sign to unhaul them. So yeah, let's go through the books. The other thing is I won't be packing up everything here. Because I'm sort of going to have to think about what books might I potentially be reading this year. Obviously, I haven't planned a TBR for every month of the year because that's ridiculous. But yeah, let's see what we can do, hey? I'm sorry, this is going to be also very awkward angles, probably fairly shaky because I am just holding up my phone. Because again, if we go over here, I'm going to have to jump on the bed to get over here. This is how much space we're working with. Hi. So I can either put you on a tripod on my bed, which is not exactly very steady, or I can try and hold you and sort of vaguely point towards the books. So again, it's going to be a little bit of a mess. Let's just see what we can do. Okay, we are starting at this end. We've got the Bridgerton books. Now, I have read the first two. I am going to be packing these ones, but I'm going to put aside books 3 and 4, which are An Offer for a Gentleman. This one is Benedict's story, and Romance of Mr. Bridgerton, which is Colin's story. I would like to try and read book 3 this year before the next series comes out. If I read this one, I'd also would like to try and continue and get kind of like basically up to date where we are in the show. So those two are going to stay. Whoop. The rest are going to go. Let's go over to Brandon Sanderson. So I am doing my Brandon Sanderson reading series. So I'm going to get really confused because I've pulled out 2 that are staying and now I'm going to pull out ones that are going. I'm going to do that anyway. I've read them, so they're going. I'm currently reading Hero of Ages. Let's show you what I'm talking about here. I've read these 2. I'm currently reading book 3 of Mistborn, which is Hero of Ages. And I've got Elantris on my TBR for April. So this one's going to be on my TBR for May, June, July. I think I'm then going to Words of Radiance for August and September. I think I'm then doing Warbreaker for October. And then I'm going to go to Era 1 for November, December. So I'm going to keep Words of Radiance, Way of Kings, Wallbreaker, Tress, and Era 2 on my shelves. Rhythm of War, Oathbringer, and Mistborn will be going into a box. I'm gonna do all of this in a minute. ACOTAR and the rest of my Sarah J Maas books, they will get packed away. Who are you? Robin Hobb. So, I'm currently, next month I am going to be reading this one. Don't know what it's called. Book 1 in The Tawny Man. So that one is for the read along, which I'm doing, which is March and April. It's then May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. So I'm going to keep Tawny Man and Rainwild Chronicles. At the back here, I've got the first two trilogies, so Live Ship Traders and Farseer. Those ones will be going. This shelf has got Cassandra Clare's, so behind these books, you can't see, behind these books are the Mortal Instruments series. I've read everything on this one, so that whole shelf will be going. On this shelf, I'm going to keep Queen of Air and Darkness and Lord of Shadows, which is in the other room. But I think everything else on here is going to go. I've read these four on the front, which are Swordcatcher, Ragpicker King, and Lady Midnight. I haven't read the Shadowhunters Codex or Ghosts of the Shadow Market. I don't think it's likely that I'm going to this year, so we'll just keep Queen of Air and Darkness and Lord of Shadows. These ones down here are all going to go. So that is the Jade City series, and again, you can't see, but it is double stacked. It is First Law trilogy plus the rest of the First Law universe behind there. Next we've got, actually we'll just go then this shelf down here. They're probably all going to go as well. They're just kind of odds and sods that have appeared there, and I don't really know what to do with them. Then we've got these last two squares, which are tricky. So I'm reading The Faithful and the Fallen. Okay, Will of the Many will go because I've read it. I've read Malice and Valor back there. They can go in boxes. I'm reading Ruin this month. That was for March and April. So Wrath is May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. So all of Faithful and the Fallen, those two series are staying. City of Brass. Okay, actually I've got 4 series here. Let me pause, pull out the books, and we'll talk about them. So these 4 books are kind of the ones that, to be honest, that I was talking about when I said if I haven't thought about them in 12 months time, whenever I come back and rediscover these books, these are ones that are potentially going to be unhauled. So we're going to start off with these two, City of Brass and The Poppy War. These 2 books, in my mind, are always kind of paired together. I read both of these at similar times. I gave both of them 3 stars. However, I don't think that either of them necessarily deserve a 3-star rating. I think they're both probably higher rated than that, realistically. However, chances are, with the fact that I am reading Brandon Sanderson, John Gwynne, and Robin Hobb this year, chances are I am not going to be reading another epic fantasy series. So both The Poppy War and City of Brass, etc., will be going in boxes. I just don't think I'm going to get to them this year. But these are ones that, again, yeah, if I come to unbox them and I'm like, I haven't thought about that book for 12 months, I might be unhauling these series. Then we've got here the Black Magician series. So I have the first 2 trilogies, got the Black Magician and The Traitor Spy, I think is the other series. I have read these books before, many years ago. I think I read them when I was about 15, 16, and I really, really enjoyed them. I want to reread these series, but again, not going to get to it anytime soon, so they will get packed away. but I think they will be kept regardless because I have read them before. Then we have probably the most tricky series, which is Temeraire by Naomi Novik. So my friend Zoo is obsessed with this series and is always telling me to read it. I probably get monthly messages from Zoo being like, have you read Temeraire? And I'm like, no, I have not. But again, I don't think I'm going to get to it this year. This one actually isn't very big and it's really floppy. I feel like this is a series that I'm going to forget exists because I bought it. I bought the first 5. I think I got the first 5. I thought I bought the full series. It turns out it's a 9-book series and I only bought 5 books. But I bought them as a bundle on Vinted. And the only person I've really heard talk about them is Zoo. Now, Zoo gives the best recommendations. And when she says that I'm going to love a book, 9 times out of 10, I love that book. But because it's not a series that I hear multiple people talking about, I don't see it around. It's an older series. It came out in 2006 was when it was first published. So I forget I own it, and it is literally right next to my bed. I might keep hold of Temeraire and put the other books in storage, just so that then I'm giving myself the chance to read this one, because this one is short. How many pages is it? 340 pages. It's a short book. I could quite easily read that one and just then again sort of give myself, and it's really floppy, I'm enjoying the flop here, kind of give myself the opportunity to give it a chance rather than completely forget about it. So I think I'm going to do that. So that's the plan for these shelves. That's quite good actually. I'm quite happy about that. I can now clear out these shelves. There is actually another shelf that I forgot to talk about. Let me swivel you around and we'll go through that. All right, this little shelf is a very strange shelf, to be totally honest with you, because it only really fits paperbacks, and yeah, it's just sort of squished in the corner here. I think everything in here, so I've got a couple of hardbacks up there, Think Again and In the Lives of Puppets. These are my Jacqueline Wilson books. These are random books that I enjoy, but I don't really have anywhere else to put them. And these are some other books that I enjoy, but I don't really have anywhere else to put them. I think these are all going to go into storage. There are a few that I might just unhaul. Let me look. One day I think I could reread. Princess Bride I would like to reread. Rebecca I would like to reread. Good Omens. So I own Good Omens and I own Norse Mythology, both by Neil Gaiman. Obviously Neil Gaiman is a piece of trash. I don't think I'm ever gonna... The thing is that I could potentially reread Norse Mythology, because I did enjoy the stories in it. I don't think I'm going to reread Good Omens, so I might unhaul Good Omens. I want to keep The Colour Purple, Book Thief I'm keeping, Shantaram I'm keeping, Tattooist of Auschwitz I'm keeping, Lovely Bones I want to keep, A Man Called Uwe I want to keep, People Person and Such a Fun Age I don't think I'm going to read, so I think I'm going to unhaul these 3. Well, we'll just throw them on the floor. Down here, Gallant and Addie LaRue and House of Salt and Sorrows. I don't necessarily think I'm going to reread any of them, but I am going to keep them anyway. Keeping TJ Clunes, keeping We Need to Talk About Kevin. I'm going to keep Where the Crawdads Sing, keeping Life of Pi. And yeah, keeping the others. Okay, the rest of it, like I said, they're just all going to go into storage. Okay, now this pile of books need to find some homes on my shelves in my other room. Let's go and see what we can do. So this is what we're working with in my library room. All of this, 2 boxes and that bag there, they all need to go to the charity shop. So the room's actually a decent size, but I'm thinking if I can clear out these shelves. A lot of these books are red, so if I can make some room on these shelves, then if I could actually get rid of this whole bookshelf, it might make a little bit more space. If not, I think I can find some books in here that I can put down into storage anyway. So let's see what we have got. This is again going to be an incredibly difficult, awkward angle. Where are we starting? That pile is my self-destruction books. That pile is also self-destruction books. So let's start in here. These ones are unread. Am I going to continue with the Scythe series this year? Unlikely. I'm unlikely to continue with Dark Shade of Magic. More likely to continue with either of these, which are Illuminae and the 100. I don't know if I'm likely to read Fireborn, but I'll keep hold of it. All of those ones have been read, so again, they can all go. Okay, am I going to read a Ballad of Song? There's a good chance I am going to read the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes and do a Hunger Games reread. Am I likely to read The Long Way to Small Angry Planet? No, not this year. Bone Season. If I'm going to read any of the Bone Season, I'm only likely to read the next book, which I think is the Mime Order. Keep hold of the Mime Order, put those two on the storage pile. Same with Plated Prisoner. If I do read any more, I'm only going to read the first book. So the other two can go into storage. I will be reading A Marvelous in Light. That's a book swap book for this year. Threadneedle, unlikely. All of those ones have been read. Like I said, I might be doing a reread of Hunger Games. So let's move you. Oh, hang on. The next one in this series comes out. I'm going to keep hold of them just because the next one in the series comes out. So there's a chance that I might decide to do a reread. Let's pop you up there because you're bigger. Okay. Next, let's go to this shelf. This shelf is easier. They are not books. There's a chance I might read Vengeful this year. Very small chance. I think with Red Rising, I might read Golden Sun. I'm unlikely to read anything else. All of that is that series, Marissa Meyer's series. I've read them all. They are going to go into storage. So these ones can go down here as another storage shelf. Non-fiction. It's unlikely I'm going to reread any of these. Let me just move them around. I'm not going to reread any of them. Do I need to keep any of these? I don't think I'm going to keep This Is Gonna Hurt. Do I need to keep Period? I'm going to keep those two because I did enjoy them. I don't think I need to keep The World Between Two Covers either. Back here, I've read all of those ones. They can all go into storage as well. Now we've got the really tricky shelves that I just can't access. I have got editions of Harry Potter down there. I'm going to unhaul all of these. These ones are really ugly covers that I think I bought in about 2020 because I didn't have the like classic editions that I owned, and it was 2020 and I felt like a reread. This is before J.K. Rowling became a hot piece of trash. I don't need to keep a set with these ugly covers, so they're all going to be unhauled if I can get them out there. Those two can go into storage. That's 5 to 5 and the reappearance of Rachel Price. I don't need them. Eragon. I'm going to keep hold of Eragon. And I am going to put the rest into storage. Behind there, can you see? We've got Skyward series. I've read all of them, and that Christopher Paolini on the edge. So they're all going to go into storage. Which means that on this whole pile, we've got just this one shelf here, which I'm keeping hold of. Everything else is going into storage. So with that, do I want to keep hold of this shelf? I can put then the other books from my other room on this shelf. Maybe take the stuff off the top as well. I think I'm going to do that actually. Yeah, I think I'm going to keep the shelf in here and just move other stuff around in there, and then yeah, that is the plan. While we're at it, I'm going to have a look. I'm going to just really have a look at these two shelves. So we're going to start off, just because this shelf has only got 3 series on it, I think what I'm going to do is put all of these books into storage, other than the next book that I need to read in each series, which is Murder on the Safari Star. The next Artemis Fowl one is over there anyway, and it's this third one in Keep of the Lost Cities. Then I can continue the series if I choose to continue the series, but I don't need to have a whole shelf taken up with books. Then we've got this one here, which is my YA fantasy. Okay, let's be serious about this. Of those ones on the front, I don't think there is a high chance of me reading any of them this year. Because the thing is as well is I've got all the rest of these books. So, right, I'm going to keep hold of Redemptor because I would like to finish off that series. And I'm going to keep hold of all of these hardbacks because they're all BookBox books. So there's possibilities that I might read them. Then we've got these two, which actually, do I even want to keep these 2 books? Ooh, Small Favours. I've kept hold of this one because I really enjoyed House of Salt and Sorrows by Erin A. Craig. It does seem intriguing. The Rhythmatist I picked up in a charity shop because it's by Brandon Sanderson. I don't think I'm going to read it. No, you can go in the on-hold pile. Okay, we're making progress. So, do you know what I'm realising? I need to stop buying books as well. Because, like, not only I'm going to be boxing up quite a number of books to get rid of a couple of bookcases, and I also want to try and kind of like, again, make everything look a little bit more aesthetic in here for, like, you know, photos and viewings. But I have so many fucking books, and I know I say in every single haul, I'm gonna not buy so many books next month, but I'm really gonna have to stop buying books. I'm gonna have to actually put myself on like a proper book buying ban. Because also because I'm going to be sending these books home with my parents and being like, hey, can you store these books for me for like, you know, 8 months? And they're going to see the rest of these books and be like, shit the bed, she's cleared off 2 bookshelves and it's probably going to be like 8 boxes. So they're going to, you know, do some mental maths here and be like, right, we've probably got about another 20 boxes coming. If I turn up with like 50 more boxes of books, my parents are going to kill me and they'll be like, you can just go and live in a shed with books. Because this is the other thing, right? I'm sending home quite a few of my like special editions, so like my Bridgerton special edition set, my Illumicrate Crescent City special edition set, and you and me, we know how much these books cost, right? We know that I'm not exaggerating when between the Illumicrate special edition set and the Bridgerton, the House of Crescent City special edition set and the Bridgerton special edition set, that's about £300 plus worth of books. Resale value, probably higher. When I try and explain that to my parents and they're like, why have you bought that many books? This is why you can't get a mortgage easily, because you spent £500 on books. Yeah, maybe that's the problem. Am I the problem? Yes I am. Please can someone remind me of this the next time that I like do a book and be like, so I only bought 25 books this month. No, Jennifer, you need to stop. Okay, it is now Sunday. My parents came here yesterday to help me. So this is the state of the library. I'm really happy. Everything is, the crap on the floor was cleared. Yes, there is still a pile of shit there, but you know, we deal. Bedroom. Okay, right, I have got some tidying to do in the bedroom, but I've removed the bookcases over there, which has made the room look a lot bigger. I need to just sort this out. Basically, this ottoman thing here is empty. All of this just needs to go inside there, and then that is going to be put down the side there. In all honesty, it won't take me very long. I'm just lazy. Yeah, I'm happy. I think it's looking a lot more spacious, which is really good. But the outside is where the magic's happen. Please excuse my laundry on the line. But I have also planted up out here, cleaned, tidied, cut down that big bush, and just generally smartened everything up out here as well. So yeah, I'm really happy with how all this looks. I will also pop in a couple of the before shots for what the outside looked like.